Hello to everybody, FutureTrend channel is glad to welcome all of our subscribers. For the date of 14th March 2019, we are presenting our point of view of how to trade major currencies in the world financial markets for today. As regarding the situation, overall situation, it should, let's say it was dictated by the volatility in the price of the British currency. As you know, yesterday the UK Parliament decided against so-called no-deal Brexit of Britain, exit of Britain from the European Union, and today it should take another vote. This time the UK Parliament will decide about the extension of the so-called Brexit deadline that's scheduled at the moment at 29 March 2019. So let's discuss a little bit the situation about the British currency and consequences, as well as the nearest future of the UK currency in one way or the other. We suggest that these highs that was registered during previous trading session at 133.80 should give a kind of excellent opportunity to enter fresh short positions in the cable, or for example in case of the euro sterling, the dip below the previous lows of this year that was registered some time ago. That was registered at 84.75, and last night it was registered another low, a new low of this year at 84.71. We suggest it was a kind of good opportunity to enter fresh longs in the euro sterling. Let's discuss and let's analyze the situation. We suggest that now the UK Parliament should decide about the extension, but how long this kind of extension should be, and should it be a positive signal for the UK or a negative one? We suggest that starting from now the situation is against the UK and against the UK currency itself. We suggest that now the situation should remain unclear. The political doldrums in the UK still persist, and we suggest that in case of much longer kind of period to decide about the future of Brexit, for example, if the UK Parliament will decide in favor of 1 year extension. A lot will depend, of course, on the European Union. The Europeans have a kind of summit on 22nd March and will decide to permit about permission of the UK regarding this kind of extension of the Brexit negotiation process. We suggest that in case of shorter period, for example, if UK Parliament will decide about 2-3 months, it will mean just one thing: that Theresa May, Prime Minister of the UK, and her cabinet is absolutely indecisive at the moment. And we suggest that the political pressure should rise in the UK, and that means that it will be really very hard to find a kind of solution of the Brexit situation itself. And from that point of view, the UK currency should come under additional selling pressure, and all these kind of good times for the British currency for the last let's say for the last month, it was we suggest it was in the past, and now we should be ready for another weakness in the UK currency. That's of course our point of view, but the real situation could be really very different, and the market will decide this. Anyway, we suggest that starting from now it's time to short the British currency. That's why, as regarding the situation with for example euro sterling, we suggest to buy any kind of dips to recent lows around 84.80 with a really very tight stop loss. As regarding the cable, we suggest at the moment to stand aside. Let's see how the situation will develop, how the UK Parliament will decide the situation, how long will be the extension period of Brexit negotiation process. As regarding some other currencies, at the moment, as we are talking about the euro-dollar, let's see the euro-dollar chart, 1 hour one. Yesterday, the pair came to its first kind of stronger resistance barrier around 113.40. Overall, the short-term short-term picture is not so bad for the euro-dollar. We are trading about 100 and 200 hourly moving averages altogether. There is a kind of strong downtrend line located at 113.84. Overall, the any kind of move above the level of 114 should give a kind of short-term opportunity to enter fresh shorts in the currency, because at the moment 114 is a kind of important and strong resistance barrier. Overall, if we look at the at the daily chart of the euro-dollar, there is another important resistance barrier around moving average 200 daily line located at 114.87, and that's why, by the way, we still suggest to keep our long position accumulated at the level of 112.30. We put a stop at 112.20, and we still expect during next couple of weeks, even days, probably move back to this important resistance barrier 115, where we will try to cut our long position in the currency. As regarding the dollar yen, here the situation still remains quite favorable for the dollar yen. There is a kind of resistance barrier around 111.65 with another one against the level of 112.30, 112.10, 112.20. 112.20, by the way, is a kind of probably stronger resistance barrier. Anyway, the situation still remains quite favorable for another extension of the dollar yen to the upside. Any kind of dips to the levels to closer to psychological important barrier 110 should give you an opportunity to enter fresh longs in the currency. Also, don't forget there is a kind of uptrend line, immediate kind of uptrend line, a short-term one located at 109.90. So, all in all, any kind of dip to the level of 110 should be used as a buying opportunity with a stop below aforementioned uptrend line. And finally, some words about the dollar Swiss. The dollar Swiss, of course, we should understand that overall situation about the Brexit should not bode well for the Swiss currency. I mean, for the dollar Swiss or for some other Swiss pairs. Anyway, we suggest that the level of 101.30, the highs of 2018, should present a kind of stronger resistance barrier. Overall situation still remains quite favorable for another impulse higher for the dollar Swiss, while we are trading both above 98.20, where lies kind of a medium to longer term uptrend line. And don't forget about the moving average 200 daily line, which is an important barometer technical indicator, and that's located at the moment around 0.9917. All in all, while we are trading above that level, the dollar Swiss should remain very well supported. As regarding the euro and dollar ruble crosses, we still keep our long positions in the euro ruble. We still keep it. We just to remind you, yesterday we increased our position in the euro ruble. Let's see our euro crosses. In the euro ruble now it's we have a long position at average price of 74.25 with a stop below 73.75. Don't forget that the level of 0.74 should present a kind of pivotal support barrier for the euro ruble, and in case of closing on a daily basis below that level. Probably next level to watch will be located around the lows of May 2018, lows of May that was registered at 71.65. As regarding the dollar ruble, the same kind of support barrier is located against the level of 65. Don't forget about this. And at the moment, the situation is not so bad for these types of crosses from a point of view of bullish perspectives. They still keep them. And as regarding commodity block of currencies, probably a little bit heavy, a little bit worse than expected Chinese data, as well as the situation about the Australian economy and the last words about the trading agreement between the United States and China should not bode well for the Australian dollar or for the New Zealand dollar. But overall, we suggest that here the situation should remain stable. We continue to suggest that sooner or later the United States currency will be back under the selling pressure, and that will mean that both of Australia or the Kiwi or the Aussie should tend to the upside. Thank you, take care, and bye bye. For now, it was your Future Trend channel.